Hey guys, I wanted to put out some content before my L dropped because I'm going to be putting out a lot of my L content, and somebody had asked in my previous videos if I can post some of the teams I use for farming and doing things. I'm doing well. I got my finally got my new upgrade, my GPU. I got a 5080, and just enjoying myself. School's going great, and I wanted to put out some videos on like what teams that I use for stuff. Had a little bit of drama earlier in the week. Some of you may have seen my picture. All of that's all wrapped up. I'm glad at least they chose a flattering picture of me, but I don't really want to go into that too much. I'm not really doxxed. I mean, you saw my picture. That's it. None of my personal information's out there, so it's really not that big of a deal. But just wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing all right. So the first team that I want to show you is for Anvils. It's a team that I use. Now, granted, I'm a whale, and I have a lot of whale teams, so I'm going to try to show some different teams and free-to-play teams. The team that I use for Anvils is the fastest team that's available. I use Victoria. I give her attack crit gear. Infinity Mage Merlin. Everybody should have a copy of her. Again, you want to clear as fast as possible, so you're going to use attack and crit gear. Philo, attack and crit gear. And lastly, the Knight of Danafort Liz. Her gear doesn't matter if it's good or not. She's never used. The reason why she is used is because her relic is really good. It gives allies an attack increase by 50% at the start of the battle, which is really, really, really good. And then we also have her passive unique. This is when an ally uses a skill, it increase in a time limit dungeon. It deals additional 40% damage. So it's just really good for the Anvil dungeon. Cards that I use to maximize the amount of damage I do is card set 41, which is increase all allies attack by 3% for unknown allies. These are all unknown besides for her. Links. Again, you don't have to use these links. These are just the most optimal links. I didn't even optimize the gear in the links because it's fine. Sabnak for Victoria, Sariel for Merlin, and Mael for Philo. So, without further ado, it's really fast, so I'm only going to show one run, and then I'm going to go into some gold farming teams that I use. So, by the way, it's best to do Anvil farming on the weekend. It costs half stamina. So you won't have to pay 80 stamina for. So, you're just going to hit auto, and you're just going to watch them destroy, because all of these characters just do an insane amount of damage. Philo is just going to wipe them all out. I know this one's not really that friendly because there's 2 collab units on there, but this is the team that I used. And then lastly, you're going to have the... Oh, Philo's going to attack again. If she draws her card, she will always attack. It's a weak point. She won't kill by herself, but the others will finish it off. Now that took, what, less than 30 seconds? Obviously, if you don't have these units available, there are ones that you can use to substitute that have been back a lot of times. Tyr is really good. Echidna used to be usable. There's plenty of people that you can use, but the main important unit if you want a fast farming team for the Anvil dungeon is the Liz because of her passive. Let's head into our next team, which is gold farming. Alright guys, so here's a team that I use for gold farming. This is the absolute fastest gold farming team. Obviously, if you don't have these units, many people didn't pull for Xena, or they may not have Sabnak. This is going to be harder, so I will show another team after this, but I wanted to show the absolute fastest team for gold farming. So I use Sabnak. I give her attack gear. Xena, I have really bad gear on her. She's really not there for anything other than her passive. She has HP gear. Tyr, attack crit. You want to maximize your damage. And then lastly, we have, this is blue Danafort Liz. The reason why you use her, again, her relic is really good in PvE. It applies an effect on allies which increase attack by 50% at the start of battle. And then you also have her unique passive, which says increases the basic stats of allies whose crit defense is 100% or higher by 20% at the start of battle. Since I have a really cracked account, a lot of people crit defense gets boosted, and this effect is pretty much always active. If this effect isn't active for your characters, what you can do to make it work is you can just give like your tier or any of your units crit defense rolls in the middle, and that will make them boost it up, and they will get the boost from that, and they'll get the damage stat boost for that. The card set I use is the same one I used before. No, actually, I used the God set. Tier as a God, so obviously the God set is going to be better. Any God that lives gets a ally's basic stats are increased by 5%, and all the damage dealt to enemies is increased by 10%. So let me show you what a typical turn looks like. You can see how fast it is, and then you can see if this is a team for you or if it's not a team for you. Alright, we already got auto selected, so that's pretty good. You'll see Tier go often, pretty often. Tier hits like a truck. He has always hit like a truck. $1.3 million. Again, keep in mind my gear is better than your average gear, so it's going to always hit pretty hard. But for important farming teams, you should probably have a higher level gear for those characters. We got double ult, and this double ult is just gonna wipe, so it really was a quick 3-turn ult. Sabnak will for sure just kill everybody. 10.8 million damage ult. So that is the more whaley version of gold farming. Let me show you a free-to-play or easier to build team that you can use instead if you don't have these units. Alright guys, I'm back. Here is the second team. This one's a lot more free-to-play. Everyone should have Marmus. The gear doesn't really matter for him. You're mainly just using him for his effects. It increases the HP. But his relic is really good. It fills the ultimate hero's gauge by 5 at the start of the battle. So that's pretty good. Then we have Blue Ragnarok Meliodas. I'm pretty sure they've given out a lot of copies of him. The reason why he's so good in this battle, besides the fact that his relic gives him a lot of attack damage, his passive will make it so that he will get his ult. So it says at the start of the ally's turn, fills the hero's ult move by the number possessed by the hero with the most orbs. He will synergize with Marmus, because with Marmus they'll get max ult. And then of course we have Tier, because Tier hits hard, and we have the Merlin in the back. For gear, I gave melee attack gear. Everyone should have melee attack gear, so his is not that hard. Since he is a main character, you do want to make sure that you have good gear for melee. And then I have Tier right here, and Merlin, their gear. I mean, his gear matters, Tier gear matter. I have the attack gear on him, but the Merlin's gear doesn't matter because she's a link. I didn't really, you want to put your best links. These links obviously are going to do more damage. The Sabnak won't do anything here, but the Mael will do something, to boost damage. But again, you want to do whatever links are best for you. Obviously, I have everybody 6/6, so that will give them an insane stat boost. Card set that I use is a God characteristic card set again. If you don't have it, try to use a Sin one. Melee's a Sin, that'll make him do more. Let's see what this team looks like. Again, this was a lot more free to play. These are units that have come back many times versus Sabnak and Tina, who have not. So you can see Melee got entire orb because of the Marmus. The Tier will finish off the rest of the team. We have one unit here, which is fine. What's going to happen now is the melee is going to the melee merge for the card. Sometimes he'll use a card, maybe sometimes not. Depends on your merges if you get lucky or not. If not, it'll just add an extra turn. And even though it's not LV, I mean it is Lost Bane, it's not LR LV. The ult will still hit like a truck, and it will wipe out everybody. So, again, that's a more free-to-play version of the team if you don't have the units from the first one. Let me show you the next team that I have available. And this one will always change, so let me show you what it looks like right now. Alright, so we're back. Right now, this is the highest possible Team CC that you can get in the game. Obviously, this one's going to change as new units drop and as cosmetics comes out. For all I know, this may change due to the new Mael. But right now, at this very moment, at 226, 2025, this is the best possible team that you can use for max Team CC. In order to get the highest Team CC, and there's really no reward for it, it's just for bragging rights. You need to make sure that your units have almost perfect gear. You can see my units have almost perfect gear. Some of them do have perfect gear. What perfect gear means is not only is the base stat the highest it can be, but the attack stat is boosted up, the defense stat is boosted up, everything is 15%. You can see I lose a little points here. I hit almost perfect base for Lancelot. Almost perfect base for Lancelot. They're off for 3. It's insane to get this. Again, there's no reward for this. It's just for bragging rights. Not only do the units have to have perfect gear, but also the links also have to have perfect gear. Again, it's just a flex that is not really as needed, but it's nice to be able to show off if you want to do that. You can see a lot of work went into this gear, a lot of anvils, a lot of hammers, and everyone here has almost or close to perfect max gear. I think overall I'm missing like maybe less than 10 HP throughout the entire thing of having perfect stats on everything. Usually the top 4 are very easy to get. The bottom ones are the ones that are hard to get. See, 16,399. Still a really good belt, but it's not good enough. And then we have the orb right here, which is at 8,395. So where do you see this? Well, if you ever check the high scores in Knighthood boss, you go here, you get to see the top list. Go to combat class rating. You can see right here, all these are the highest people in the game. You'll see that I'm a little bit below them. I'm only 2 CC off, but that's how close it is. And anyone can get that. Like, these are people who have lower box CC than me by far, and they're able to get up there. I believe the only 2 people that have higher box CC than me, we have Kami right here and Liquid. But again, there's nothing special about this. Literally, it's just bragging rights. You'd go to the Knighthood, you'd register your combat class, and you can see that is the highest CC you can get. You would add 2 if everybody had perfect gear, and that is your highest max Team CC. Alright, the next team that I use is my Demon Spawn team. These are units that have special cosmetics on them that will special summon a demon. When you do a town, it'll special summon either a gray for Jericho, for Melly it'll summon a crimson demon, and then finally for Liz it'll summon a red demon. The way that the cosmetics work, you should be able to get them. I don't know, maybe they are available, maybe they're not, but I still have them available because it's one of my spawn. Whatever unit that you want the most, you put them to the left and it will spawn that type of demon. It's useful if you need a certain amount of cosmetic that you want to spawn. So usually the most hardest to get are grays, because grays are used, there's more outfits than anything else. So I usually have Jericho over here, but occasionally I'll run low on weapons and headpieces, and I'll swap over to Liz or Melly. Any Jericho, any Melly, and any Liz can run them, so you can just put any of them on your team. You can auto one of the bosses, and it will automatically spawn them. So even though it's not really a great team that has many uses, it's good if you want to spawn certain cosmetics, and it's good if you like wanting to spawn a specific demon. Okay, next we have my event demon team. Obviously, specific events may require specific characters, but I wanted to have a generic team that's good for clearing events, and I figured that humans have some of the most cracked out support in the game because they just kept on giving humans so much support. So I decided that I would just build a generic one to try in case I just wanted to quickly do events. So what I use Mikasa. She's from Attack on Titan, so obviously if you don't have her, you're missing out. But she's really good. Not for her like old stats, but her relic is really good. This is in PvE battles. If allies on the battlefield are all human, increase those heroes' basic stats by 10% and damage dealt by single target attack skills by 15% for each participating human. So this Escanor who double hits is going to hit really hard. The Roxy who double hits is going to hit really hard. And they're just going to do a lot of damage to whatever event boss that is available. The backline unit, I have Jenna. She's a newer unit. She really wasn't that great, so many people may not have her 6'6". She's just a generic buffed humans. It increases the attack-related stats of human allies by 10%. They'll never die, so I don't need to worry about that second effect. And her relic also increases attack-related stats of human allies participating in battle by 12%. So she's just a stat buffer to make them hit harder. If you don't have the red Jenna, you can always use the other Jenna. She just doesn't have the other good passive that the red one does. She just has the only one debuff can be on the hero. But she still has the relic, so if you get her relic, she is a good backline unit. Card set that I use, again, this set is really good for humans and good for unknown. It just gives everybody a massive stat boost of attack stats. So it'll increase attack stats by 3, 6, and 9%. If you use all 4, it'll be by 12%. So it's just a really generic, good human and unknown card set. And links, obviously you want to do your best links, but these are links I use. Probably Mael would be better here, even though the Mael is already here, because Mael will give her more damage, but it honestly doesn't really matter because of the way that it works. Let's head to our next team. Alright, here is the team that I use for daily events. Well, ask why am I using this strange team. First, I auto it. I don't sit there and actually clear it. But the reason why I use these is because these characters have special effects on them that make them worthwhile to use. So, for example, this is Gother. This was Halloween Gother. David brought him back so many times, so you should have one copy. But what his outfit does is it does one additional anvil as a set bonus reward upon clearing for soul grist 10 times per day. So if you do this 10 times a day, any part of Fort Sorogrist, whether it be the event dungeon, the coin dungeon, whether it be the book farming, anything in Fort Sorogrist with that Gother, what that will do is that will give you an anvil. Now, 10 anvils is really not that much, obviously, but if you want to min-max your resources, 10 anvils is 10 anvils. 10 anvils is 70 anvils a week, which is no joke. And then when you want to add that up with how many weeks are in a year, you get what, 10 times 52, which is 520. No, sorry, it'd be 10 times a day, so that'd be 70 a week times 52, and that's almost 3.6k anvils that you get if you do this every day. So while it doesn't seem like it's that much, it does add up if you're consistent with doing your dailies every single day. Next one I use is Elaine. She's also a Halloween unit. Again, she has a Halloween effect. It says one additional Vanya Ale as a set bonus reward upon clearing SP dungeon, Fort Sorogrist. You get 5 a day. The reason why she's pretty good, not for me anymore as much, but Affinity is good for farming gems. So by clearing these, you get cosmetics, and you get a gem. So it's a free cosmetic and it's free gem. Cosmetic is also GP or box CC if you don't have max cosmetics. So by getting Vanya Ale Day, you can max out your affinity on everybody. I already have my affinity, but I still farm some of the Vanya Ale because the Vanya Ale is good for new characters that come out. Next, we have Captain Meliodas. Again, the Halloween units, they all had an effect. They used to do this a lot a couple years ago, but now they don't do the effects for cosmetics anymore, which is kind of sad because it was a nice little way to do. His effect is you get one additional 5-star Awakening Stone as a set bonus reward. You only get one a day, so it's not too much of a big bonus. It's just one bluestone. Again, if you need bluestones to make your gear, obviously I have a whole bunch of gear for everybody, and it's a lot more than just one bluestone. But it's a free bluestone that you can use towards making your gear, so it's good to have. And then lastly, I have King. He doesn't have an effect for Fort Solgris, but King does have a cosmetic for event tickets. Where is it? So if you do go to your, I don't have it available right now, crap. But if you use King for the wedding, let's see, King. Let me see if I can find this cosmetic real quick. I believe it's this one. So if you use the entire set, what happens is you get an extra skip ticket. Skip tickets are really important, so it's good if you don't have this cosmetic to get it when you can. Oh, there it is. It says 1 auto clear ticket given automatically when patrol is sent. You get 1 per day. And I believe the other one is to his wife, of course, that'd be Diane. I believe the one I have the cosmetics on is this one. Yep, she's wearing a nice little dress, and she gives you another. So that's 2 skip tickets a day, which again adds 14 a week, and that adds up over a period of a year. Let's go to my next team. Alright, so I showed you this team before, and this is my last team. This team is for Knighthood boss team. I don't want to do this normally because normally it costs 70 stamina. Not this team, sorry. You want to use this team, and this is basically just a really easy team to do for the boss. If you want to see how well the team works, you can watch my video because I show you exactly what you're supposed to do. But essentially what a team does is it clears off Knighthood boss battle Beelgius in 1 shot. Gear I use attack gear on them. These 2, my account is so massive that I don't need the attack gear. But the whole reason why I do this is because when it's half stamina, it only costs 35 a run. And here's some of the awesome rewards that you can get. You have a 6.3% chance of getting the SSR card, which is a good CC card, and 2 bluestones. So that's really good. You have a 10% chance to get anvils, which who's going to say no to anvils? Anvils are amazing. And then you have an 83.7% chance at getting a UR chest, which when you go back, sorry, a bronze box, you get a 35% chance at getting a treasure chest, and you get a 48% chance at getting redstones. These are good for your gear. Obviously, people always struggle with gold, so this is really good for your gold. And anvils are just always broken. They're anvils, they help you make gear. So, alright, thank you for watching. If you want any more types of videos you want me to show, I have no problem making them. Just let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you want me to do, and I'll see if I can do it. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Peace out.